You wake up, you check your phone, you glance out the window at a plain, empty sky, and you don't think twice about it. Blue by day, black by night. Maybe a moon if you're lucky. It's the most unremarkable thing in your life. The sky just is. But there's a version of the story where that same glance out the window would stop you cold every single morning. A version where the sky isn't empty at all, where something enormous hangs over your head all day, every day, for your entire life. For nearly all of human history, roughly 300,000 years, our ancestors looked up and saw the same sky we do. No arch, no second horizon cutting across the stars. Just the sun, the moon, the stars, and the occasional comet to panic a village. Now imagine flipping that. Imagine a species whose entire 300,000 years unfolded underneath a permanent ring system, a pale band stretching from one edge of the horizon to the other, visible in the daylight and glowing at night. Not a myth, not an omen that shows up once a century, a fixture as permanent as the ground beneath their feet. We got a blank sky. They would have gotten a monument no one built. Once you understand what a ring system does to a planet and to the minds of the creatures living under it, you'll never look at our own quiet, ringless sky the same way again. Rings aren't decoration, they're leftovers. Saturn's rings are made of ice and rock debris. Most of it is thought to come from a shattered moon or comet that wandered too close and was torn apart by tidal forces, a process scientists call the Roche limit, first calculated by French astronomer Edouard Roche in 1848. Cross that invisible boundary, and gravity itself becomes a blade. If Earth had formed with a ring system, say from a moon that never fully coalesced, or debris left over from the impact that we believe created our actual moon 4.5 billion years ago, the effects wouldn't just be visual, they'd be civilizational. A 2017 study led by planetary scientist Stephen Kane modeled what he called ring world planets. It found that a ring's shadow could dramatically affect seasonal temperature swings, depending on the planet's tilt. Some latitudes would experience long stretches of dim daylight. Others would get a strange double-lit sky with sunlight scattering off ice particles even after sunset. And here's where it gets human. Anthropologists have long noted that celestial permanence shapes belief systems. The sun, moon, and stars were enough to build entire religions, calendars, and mythologies. Think of Stonehenge, aligned to the solstices around 2500 BCE, or the Mayan calendar, built almost entirely around observable sky cycles. Now picture that same instinct. Humanity's need to explain the sky pointed at something that never moves, never sets, and never has a simple explanation. A ring wouldn't be an event. It would be the oldest fact anyone had ever known. Here's the part almost nobody considers. A planet with rings like Saturn's would likely make advanced astronomy harder to invent, not easier. Rings reflect sunlight back onto the planet, brightening the night sky enormously. Some models suggest a ring system as reflective as Saturn's could outshine the full moon by a significant margin. That glow would drown out faint stars. Early astronomers wouldn't have the same crisp, dark canvas that let Babylonian priests track planetary motion around 1000 BCE, or that let Galileo resolve Jupiter's moons in 1610. In other words, a species born under rings might take longer to understand the universe beyond their own sky, because the most spectacular object in it would also be the thing blinding them to everything else. The very wonder that shaped their myths could have delayed their science by centuries. If there's a villain in our own story, it's not an invention, it's an absence. Somewhere around 4.5 billion years ago, whatever debris might have formed an Earth ring either never accumulated or was slowly swept away, likely pulled apart by lunar gravity or drawn down into the atmosphere over millions of years. Whatever near-missed chapter of Earth's youth might have written itself into permanent rings was quietly erased before a single living thing ever opened an eye to see it. And then more recently, a second kind of erasure happened, not to the sky, but to our attention on it. Streetlights, screens, ceilings we sleep under instead of open air. We didn't lose a ring system, we lost the habit of looking up at all. So here's the question worth sitting with. If you'd been born under a sky that never lets you forget how strange existence is, a permanent silent reminder stretched across every horizon, would you have become a different person? Would you have asked bigger questions sooner? Feared less or feared more? built your entire civilization around explaining that one impossible thing overhead. You'll never know what it's like to live beneath rings. But tonight, if the sky is clear where you are, step outside for 30 seconds and actually look up. Nothing's there. No arch, no second horizon, no ancient monument written in ice and rock. And maybe that's the real twist. The emptiness you've stopped noticing your whole life is exactly what let humanity ask the questions that got us to the stars in the first place.